Hey everybody, this is Darrin Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you three riffs, power chord riffs, but they're not your traditional power chord riffs. They're still Dyads, two-note chords, but we're going to be, instead of just looking at the fifths that you're probably used to playing, we're going to be looking at some other intervals, including fourths, thirds, major thirds, and minor thirds. So let's get close up and take a look at what we got going on here. All right, so the first riff we're going to look at is Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row. So this riff starts off, we're just going to play the fourth and the third strings open. And then we're going to do a slide from nowhere to the fifth fret of the fourth and the third string. This whole riff is based on just the fourth and the third string, just different intervals. So we have slide that to the fifth fret. I like to use my third finger to do this, and then to the third fret with my first finger, and then back to the open strings. So since the two open strings and then on the same fret of the third and same fret of the fifth frets, that interval is a fourth. So then we go to third fret of the fourth string with your second finger and second fret of the third string with your first finger. And that interval shape there is for a major third. So this is F, but it's just the root and the third, the major third. And then we just take your second finger and lay it down across the third fret of the fourth and the third string. So we have, and then we follow that with the open fourth and third string again. And we do that again. And now we move with our first finger to the first fret of the fourth string, a third finger to the third fret of the third string. And then back to that original riff again. So the whole sequence slowly. Okay, next we have It's Not Love by Dokken. This riff also is just on the fourth and third string. So we start off, come down to the seventh fret of the fourth string with your first finger and the ninth fret of the third string with your third finger. Now how I'm playing this, instead of playing with the pick, I'm actually going to use these two fingers. So you could also do it by pinching, but I like to do it this way so I can keep a hold of the guitar pick and then just do that, you know, the plucking of the strings with my second and third finger. So we start off, we've just got that basic power chord shape that I'm sure you're familiar with. And this riff is based in eighth notes. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then on the and of 4, you flatten the note on the third string a half step. So we're going to go from the ninth fret to the eighth fret, and I'm going to use my first finger. So. And put just a skosh of vibrato on there, and that's on the and of 4, but it's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the next measure. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You just stay on that same shape of the second shape, the seventh fret of the fourth string with your first finger and the eighth fret of the third string with your second finger. So. Then we do a slide from nowhere to the fifth fret of the fourth and the third string, and I'm going to use my first and second finger to do this. So it's the same thing before, where we're starting that on the downbeat of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then on the and of 4 we flatten the note on the 4th string from the 5th fret to the 4th fret, and I just use my first finger. And so that's on the and of 4 with a little vibrato, and then that's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the next measure. And so then you just finish off that next measure, and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the whole sequence slowly. And that simply repeats. Right, and then finally we have the Zoo by the Scorpions. This riff, the Dyad shapes are going to be on the 5th and 4th string this time, and we're going to be pedaling the open 6th string. So the pedal for the open 6th string, it's this triplet kind of a thing here we got going here. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3. So like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and you palm mute it. And then, so that's like the first 3 beats, and then on beat 4, we go to the Dyad shapes. So in this case, we're going to be on the 12th fret of the 5th string with your 3rd finger, and the 10th fret of the 4th string with your 1st finger. And we're going to play that shape, and then we're going to move down. So we go on the 5th string, we go to the 10th fret, and on the 4th string, we go to the 9th fret. So this first shape here, I'm using my 3rd finger on the 12th and my 1st finger on the 10th. And then we'll move down. I just simply move my 1st finger down from the 10th to the 9th fret, and then drop my 2nd finger onto the 10th fret. So just like that. So that's the first measure. So on the second measure, we do the same thing. So that's the first 2 measures. And then on the 3rd measure, it's a little bit different. We have that same triplet feel, but now it's a little different. There's a little more changes. So we start off with just the single 6th string open, palm muted, and then we're on the 9th fret of the 5th string with your 3rd finger, and the 7th fret of the 4th string with your 1st finger. So we do the pedal the open 6, pedal it again, and now we move down, so we're at the 7th and 6th fret, or excuse me, 7th and 5th fret. So. And then we pedal again, back up to 7 and 9. Pedal again up to 10 and 9. So. So far we have. Then it simply just starts. It basically starts over again. So what you played on the first 2 measures, you also do that on the 4th, 5th, and 6th measure. So you just repeat that riff 3 more times. So on that last one, it's a variation of the other change. So. So we just go from that 10th fret of the 5th string, 9th fret of the 4th string, to 9 and 7, to 7 and 5, back to 9 and 7, and then we just stop. That's just where it ends, is on the 7th fret of the 5th string and 5th fret of the 4th string. So the whole sequence slowly. Alright, so I hope you got something out of that, enjoyed the lesson. If you like this lesson, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com do in a future lesson. Anyway, until next time.